The impact of privatization on liberty and economy. Exploring the concept of liberty and its relationship with state control. The realization of the impact of compulsory unionism on creativity. The negative impulses of labor and its inclination towards censorship. Margaret Thatcher famously asked, "Who governs Britain?" as unions struggled for power. By 1980, everyone knew the answer: Thatcher governs. Once the Union citadel had been stormed, Thatcher quickly discovered that every area of the economy was open to judicious reform. Even as the rest of Europe toyed with socialism and state ownership, she set about privatizing the nationalized industries, which had been hitherto sacrosanct, no matter how inefficient. It worked. British Airways, an embarrassingly slovenly national carrier that very seldom showed a profit, was privatized and transformed into one of the world's best and most profitable airlines. British Steel, which lost more than £1 billion in its final years as a state concern, became the largest steel company in Europe. By the mid-1980s, privatization was a new term in world government, and by the end of the decade, more than 50 countries, on almost every continent, had set in motion privatization programs, floating loss-making public companies on the stock markets, and in most cases transforming them into successful private enterprise firms. Even left-oriented countries, which scorned the notion of privatization, began to reduce their public sector on the sly. Governments sent administrative and legal teams to Britain to study how it was done. It was perhaps Britain's biggest contribution to practical economics in the world since Adam Smith published The Wealth of Nations. Throughout history, the attachment of even the humblest people to their freedom, above all their freedom to earn their livings how and where they please, has come as an unpleasant shock to condescending ideologues. We need not suppose that the exercise of freedom is bought at the expense of any deserving class or interest, only of those with the itch to tyrannize. Rest in the Vine, Paul Johnson, Historyman.